Hello there, everybody, and welcome to Cross's Corner. I'm Martin Cross, and you can see that I have with me on this side, actually, the fantastic, the one and only, the incredible Damir Martin. Hello, Damir.
Hello, hi to you, Martin, and hello to everyone who's watching.
It's great to have you with us, Damir, for this Cross's Corner. And I think, first of all, I'm going to start by asking you how your day has been and what you've been doing.
Thanks for asking. I'm good. Today we had only one session on water. It was about 16K. Some racing pace catching. So introduction to race.
Was that the first kind of race pace work you've done this year?
Yes, that was my first one. So uh, we I I've done not so much mileage on water. I was on training camp, but it was more relaxing one. So we didn't do so much kilometers. So I have to um, uh, back up a little bit more. So we had bad weather here in Croatia. So rainy, cold. So something what you're familiar in Britain,
Yeah.
but but we are not so used to it in Croatia. So we spent a lot of time on bikes and erg.
And tell me, what kind of rates did you get up to today?
So we did three times 2K with 2K recovery, and in a 2K length we got 750 on 26 stroke rate. Then we have 250 off. Then we have 500 meters on race pace. So it was on 32 for me. And again, 250 meters off. And then the last 250 meters, it's like on 35, 36 strokes.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you've got a bit of competition in the Croatia Open that happens quite soon.
Yeah, it's in 2 weeks, so next weekend. Always on the beginning of the year, the beginning of March, of April. We got our Croatia Open Regatta. It's something like our first trails regatta, where we compete between each other, just to see what we did during the winter.
Uh, so the Sinkovic brothers have gone back into the double this year, so I guess they've been doing more sculling. So do you have any idea of your relative speed with those guys at the moment?
Martin rode already this weekend. So last weekend was also a regatta. Martin rode. He was 7:02, and the second one was I think 9 seconds behind. So it was a solo race, and he did well. So it will be a great race in 2 weeks here in Croatia. So
Oh
we will
wow.
see how well I do till then. I wasn't ready now for the first race because I missed some of the water trainings, and so I hope in 2 weeks that I can make it better.
Wow. So, Damir, I want to ask you. You're obviously training now. Can you take us through how you decided to carry on for another Olympics and why you decided that? What was the thought processes that you went through?
So during for the Tokyo Olympics for the preparation and everything, I said, okay, it could be my last competition, and
Yeah.
everything depends on the result. And to the last 500 meters on the race, I didn't know if I will continue or I will will stop because probably if I was fourth, I think I couldn't find any motivation to go on. But after everything what happened to yeah, with the surgery and the coronavirus and everything, and I came third. So I have a big experience from preparing for Rio and for Tokyo. So um, I'm really happy, and I'm really looking forward to collect all the experience and put it all together. So uh, I finally make um, a preparation for for a good, yeah, for to be the best I can
Yeah. So
in
you
Paris. Yeah.
talk us through the build up to that Tokyo Olympics, because in 2019 you qualified for the Olympics by coming uh,
Eight.
eighth, second in the B
Yeah.
final. Um, but then in 2020 you were at the Europeans and you were in final C. I seem to
Yeah.
remember. So just talk us through your preparation for that Tokyo Olympics.
So after the Ottensheim World Championship in Linz, yeah, 2019, I had to do a hip surgery. I got an labrum tear. It was because of the femoral acetabulum impingement. So
Ah,
I've, yeah, broken it completely down. So they needed to do it laparoscopes with a
my
camera, not
keyhole.
microscope.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So they needed to sew down the labrum and a little bit to chop a little bit of my femur, so
Oh
it
wow.
didn't hit anymore my hip. So yeah, it was a long recovery, and yeah, then the Corona lockdown came and everything about that. So it gave me a second chance to prepare for the Olympics, because I think if the Olympics was in 2020, I think I would be like a tourist in Tokyo, and
Really?
I, yeah, because I could in April I could first step into the boat. So I, with no winter training uh,
Wow.
and everything, I think it wouldn't be possible to race at high level at the Olympics.
So
So I started, yes, I started from the beginning, started from the basics, do the rehabilitation program, do some core training, just basic endurance, uh, and I wanted to go on the Europeans that year just to see how my hip will be during high intensity. So I was really satisfied with yeah, with the 14th place or 13th. I don't know what I was, second in C final, because I had at this regatta 5 races. I've I gave my best at these
yeah.
races, but it was not enough for anything. I just wanted to see how my hip will be, and there was no better level, and I was so happy that I can go on with the training and with the preparations for the next year for the preparation. And then we started, yes, from training and going from regatta to regatta.
Hi, Damir. Can you hear me?
Hey,
Sorry.
Martin. Yeah, I
Yeah,
can hear you.
yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry, I
you
can
were
hear you
just
well now. Yeah.
okay.
So, so when the Olympics were postponed, were you dancing for joy? Were you thinking, great?
Yeah, I opened a bottle of champagne. No, I looked at this postpone as a chance, something that never happened into history that the Olympics were postponed. So I said, okay, this might be a second chance to get a goal, to get a medal, and yeah, try to get the best shot I can. Not only to go in Tokyo.
So, Damir, the sound quality is a little bit poor. Is there anywhere you
Sorry.
could move to get a better signal?
So,
It's kind of broken up the sound a little bit.
I have a good signal here from my
Okay.
Wi-Fi. Yeah. Is it now?
So, so tell me, tell me about the Olympic season. Then you went into the Olympic season after a good winter's training, and I guess the first race was the European Championships.
Yes. The Europeans and we were was happy with the final there because it was fit. I had a good race in the final against Vettel, and I saw that I'm pretty good again.
Yeah. Hi, Damir. Can you hear me?
So,
Hello.
hey,
I can hear you now.
Martin.
Yeah, very loud and clear.
Now
You,
here.
your picture froze for a moment.
Yeah, so you too. Okay, so where we at the European 2021?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
So
I think
play.
one thing, Damir, if could you try leaving this call and coming back in again just to see if the sound signal's better because I'm having trouble hearing you in the sound.
Okay,
Is that
I
is
hear
that possible?
perfect and everything is perfect for me. Okay, we can try it again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So sorry to someone who's watching. I know you're logged on, and it's a bit frustrating that Damir's signal is not as strong or the audio's not as good as it was at the beginning of the interview, which is very frustrating. So we're just waiting for Damir Martin to dial back in just to check his audio signal, which was a little bit broken up. And he was talking about his Olympic preparation for the Tokyo Olympics. Hi there, how's that?
Your screen is black. I don't see you and I don't hear you.
You can hear me. That's good. So we were talking about the European Championships in 21, and you were quite happy with that performance. Had you got into that year with a target for to win an Olympic medal? Was that your aim? Can you hear me, Damir? Can you hear me, Damir?
Ah, hello.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, yes,
Oh,
now I can hear. Yeah,
oh, great. I can hear you
something.
very well too.
Yeah, you get. I get just a black screen of you, and I can't see you, and I can't hear you. So now it's good.
Okay.
Yeah,
So we were talking about the European Championships in 2021, and you were quite pleased with your performance there. You finished fifth, didn't you?
yeah. I finished fifth, and I saw that the winter was well done, and that I'm capable of racing against the big guys again. So uh, winning Chetil in the final was really giving me wings for the rest of the season.
So in that season, you raced, I think the first World Cup,
In
the first
Zagreb,
European Championships, and then you raced in Zagreb.
yes. So I wanted just to race in front of my home crowd to see how it is to row World Cup in your yard. So it was a fantastic feeling, and yeah, having Oli and Chetil there on the line was really great to have a good race, a great race, and yeah, I was third there, and most of all, I was happy with the result. It was again some fast racing, and I felt well. So going from race to race, getting better and better. And
Yeah,
then we came to Sabaudi,
yeah,
the third World Cup. Uh, the whole season we were really careful um, 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 about getting into the shape into shape into high performance training because would the hip last enough or not? So we were really careful. And in Sabaudia, I was fourth, just 4 seconds behind the three guys, behind Chetil, Oli, and Sveri, who were into half a second.
yeah,
So I knew that I have for sure more than 4 seconds in the bag for the last training camp. So I was counting for about 6 to 8 seconds that I can do it better, but I didn't know how much could they do better. So I knew that I can catch them and that we can equally race in on the Olympics. So that was all what I have in my mind during the last training camp in Croatia. I had a really good time. I was with uh, um Bendiguz from Hungary.
Hungary.
Yes, we were together on the training camp. We were training together some sessions, and it was really good training camp. We did some great pieces and pushed each other to the limits. So yeah, getting to the Olympic Games was really good there.
Did you go into a training camp in Tokyo before the Olympics?
Yes, we were 10 days before the regatta started on a place called Fuji Kawaguchiko.
Uh,
It's one of the 14 lakes from the Mount Fuji. So it
uh,
was an part of a national park, and we have an exclusive to be there. Only the Sinkovic brothers and me with our coaches, and it was really a good camp just to calm down a little bit before the big storm that came in
did you
Tokyo. Yeah.
did you do any competitive pieces against the Sinkovic brothers?
No, no. We have a different training program. We have different coaches. So and they are in the double and in the pair they are yeah more than half a second, half a minute, and in the double they are almost a minute faster than me. So it's really hard to do any pieces together when we are yeah separated into doubles and singles. But when we are in singles, we catch each other on the lake, and sometimes we do something together.
Because I know it's quite important for you that you have other people alongside sometimes to train with, because it's a lonely life in a single if you're just there by yourself.
Yeah, it is, but I like it because uh, on the course during the race I'm alone by myself, so I
Yeah,
have to concentrate on my stroke, on my rhythm, on my stroke rate, on everything. So um, I just like some sessions to do by myself, even it's some race pace training or some high interval trainings. I like to be by myself. When I need some sparring partners, I
mm,
take some juniors from my club in a double or quad. So we do pieces like that.
yeah. So you went to the Olympics. I guess it was like an Olympics like no other that you've been to before, with all the COVID regulations.
Uh, on water, it's the same. So just in the village, we were wearing masks and nothing else special. So there was yeah a little bit. There was no sea sighting at all. We didn't catch up anything from Tokyo. Just from the village to the course and back, what we could see from the bus. Uh, but the most important thing that on the course was everything fine and that we could row uh, for racing. That there was no problem on water.
Yeah. I know you're good in rough water because I've seen you race in difficult conditions. But the semi-final was probably a tough day to race.
Yeah, it was a tough day to race, and it was my worst race. And I said, okay, with the worst race, I got to the final. So I was happy with that. I catched uh, a crab under the bridge. I hit a buoy
Yeah.
with my right oar, and then had to start again. I saw that I didn't lose anything, so I just continued and just make it safe to the final. And yeah, after the semis, I saw on the pontoon after the race, Ole lying down, and I saw on the big screen that he didn't make the final. So I said, okay, maybe that's my chance for a medal
Yeah.
because one of the big three guys is missing. So I hope that I can get the third one. But then
Y-
in the final, Stefanos made his way through the
Yeah,
first place. Yeah,
I was really so he had a fantastic semi-final, and
yeah.
I thought, oh, I wonder if he's good enough to repeat the same race again in the final, and obviously he was. How good was your skull in the final? How pleased were you with it?
Uh, I'll just say that the second stroke was a crab, so
Oh,
it didn't start really well. I wasn't that optimistic. Uh, Even on the 1,000th mark, was it to be or not to be, or
yeah,
to go into the fight or not? So yeah, it was. I was fighting through the whole race, so I wasn't that determined to do it like I should. And then on the last 500 meters, I saw that I'm fourth, and if I would stay fourth, it would be my final race, probably my final Olympics, my final race at all. And I said, okay, let's. If it's the last race, then I go in style. So
really,
I yeah, I've done. I put everything that I had, and yeah, it was in the end little but enough.
yeah. So you beat one of the big three. You beat Sverre Nielsen for that
Yeah,
bronze medal place,
yes,
and it was quite an emotional result for you. I remember.
it was. Yeah, I was really happy because everything what happened, what I'm gone through, and how we planned all the season, how my technique was, how I felt, how my performances was. Everything was really near to Rio. I will say maybe as good as in Rio. Just in Rio, I had a little bit more capacity in strength. So I can say I was a little bit weaker now in Tokyo,
Yeah,
but I was better prepared. So maybe in Rio I could do the last training camp a little bit better. So to just put the 3 or 4% more into performance, but now I did it. So uh, I hope in Paris I will be strong and well prepared.
yeah. So you mentioned Rio there. I want to take you back to that season, that 2016 season, because I remember the first time you beat Mahe Drysdale. I think it was
Uh,
maybe in the semi-final in Poznan.
yes, it was. Yeah,
How important was that race for you?
really important because um, I had really big respect from Mahe and from Sinek and from Tufte and from everybody from them because they were my role models and I had a really big respect from them. uh, and I was always admiring them, how they rode, how they are fast and everything. But now I had to race against them, and I needed somehow to lose the feeling that they are better than me.
Yeah,
So I tried to beat him in the semis, and I did it. I think a little bit on surprise, but he was well prepared for the final, and that was, I think this was the best race after Rio for me.
oh, really?
Yeah, because it was really stroke for stroke from the first 500 meters. Great race, my fastest race ever. So it was a 6:39 race,
Wow.
sub 6:40, and um, I only made one mistake, and on the last 200 meters, I overrated myself. I've gone on 38, 39 strokes. I just wanted to be as quick as possible, and then I lost the connection with the boat with the stroke, and Mahe just continued to cruise
Yeah.
along my side. So I just broke down, and that was uh, my lesson for Rio, and I made it a little bit better in Rio then.
Yeah. So, how was that regatta in Rio? What are your memories of it? I think watching it was about how lumpy the water was, how difficult the water was, particularly for a boat class like the single.
Yeah, in the finals, it was all right. The
Was
first race was catastrophic. It was really not rowable. That was well, it was a chest side wind, and the waves just going into the boat every stroke. So it was. mm, I was really good prepared for this regatta, and after the race, I was so frustrated
yeah,
because nothing what I was preparing for I couldn't show because n- none of the performances are going on light. So
yeah,
everything was on perhaps on how somebody can ride from the start to the finish line. So it was just how lucky you are.
uh,
Nothing of rowing performances.
so during that regatta, the racing got better for the quarterfinals and the semi-finals.
Yeah.
Uh, did that leave you with the belief that you could try and win the Olympics, or was your aim going into it to win a medal? What do you remember about that?
I wanted just to put four great races. So I wanted to be really quick all four races, do my best, and as a result, I wanted just to make the final. So sometimes in history, my name will be on the board on the single scull Olympic finalists.
Wow.
So that was my first goal, and I saw that I can do good after winning Alan Campbell in the quarterfinals. I was then second after Sinek in the semis. I calculated a little bit because we had semis and finals day after day. So I uh, didn't want to give the best on the semis so that I can give
Yeah.
something in the final. So yeah, that happened. I gave all my best in the final, and that's everything. If you ask me for the last 300 meters, I don't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do you
I
remember
don't
the
know what happened.
You don't know?
No,
No, I remember watching it, so I probably have a better memory of that race than you
yeah,
do, the last 300 meters.
I just looked at the screen and I just wanted to see what my name is, not what time it is, not what I was. Did I first or second? I just wanted to see how what my name was because I was so blacked out after the
Wow.
race. Yeah.
Had you ever had a sprint finish like that before in your rowing career?
Hmm. Yes, sometimes here in Zagreb, but hmm, Yeah, I don't know. I finished like that, never. Maybe now in Tokyo
Yeah,
was something similar. Yeah.
because your races where you are successful have the big races, you have a profile of coming very strongly through in the last 300
Uh,
meters.
I'm a little bit more cautious during the uh, middle thousand, just to be sure to get into a good cruising speed, just to save as much energy. So if anybody attacks me, that I can answer and defend myself. So and if I don't need to defend myself, I can attack. So that was some plan of my tactics.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So in Rio, you remember looking up at the board and seeing your name. Did you must have known it was very close uh, for the gold and silver medal
Yeah,
when you crossed the line?
yeah. I saw my name, saw Mahe's name, and saw the same time.
Wow.
Just yeah, and just in front of Mahe was number one, and in front of my name was number two, but the same time. That was the first screen what was shown. So I didn't see the photo finish, nothing. Uh, just believed, okay, there's some little margin between someone saw that, someone didn't see that, and uh, I let it for the the jury to decide who won. I know, and yeah, I know that I gave my best, and that it was really, or for me or for Mahe, it was just luck who will get first, because the last 50 meters we were in front. Everyone was in front
Yeah.
for I think 20 times. So
Yeah, yeah,
it
yeah.
was just lucky who crossed the line for first. So yeah, in rowing you have to be lucky also sometimes.
Yeah. I want to come back to that Rio thing, but
Hmm.
Cam, who's watching, has got a question,
Yeah.
which I just put on the screen there. Thanks for your question, Cam. He says it's impressive how successful Croatian scullers have been, especially considering the size of your country and the number of athletes that you have. What would you credit that success to? How do you explain it?
Hmm. Um, I will explain it that we are um, hmm, uh, we don't belong to a big system, so we really care about everyone who starts rowing. So we don't have a base of I don't know 100 scholars. So we do trails, and the best seven get the chance into the to get uh, into the sculling quad. Um, we just have us three, us four, uh, and try to do the best we can. So it's everything just uh, um, um, it's um, everything is made uh,
Yeah,
for our success. So we don't need to prove ourselves between 80 other rowers. We just have to prove ourselves to ourselves and to
yeah.
the coaches, and the whole system is just for us.
Do you
Let's
think
make
it?
maybe that's the result.
Do you think it was just luck that you had the Sinkovich brothers and yourself come through at the same time from under 23s through into seniors?
Yes, for sure, because before us and after us, there's no one. So really lucky that that us three and David Shine from the quad, the
Yeah,
fourth guy, that we were together from juniors till the senior the world championships and everything. But now there are again some brothers, the Lončarić brothers. They are also the Jurković sisters,
yeah,
and it came out again that everything between brothers and sisters and families who um, yeah who decide to put their children into a sport like rowing that
rowing.
is not so popular, not so wealthy. How
Yeah,
would I
yeah,
say?
yeah,
You don't
yeah.
earn that much money as in, for example, for women in volleyball or in for men's in tennis or basketball or soccer. So um, rowing is, I think, one of the last gladiators sport
Yeah.
where you give everything and get really, really little back.
What is the profile of rowing like in Croatia? Is it very much after all the other sports, or because of the Sinkovic brothers' success and your own results, that rowing has quite a high profile?
Yeah, uh, we made rowing to be uh, uh, the sport with most Olympic medals in Croatia. So the best Olympic sport is rowing. So
Wow.
um, it's really good for rowing, but it's still not enough because we get all the rest of the kids who are not successful in other sports. So, but that's also good for rowing because it's never too late to start rowing. But it's really really hard, and it's if you are not as good as the brothers and me, it's really hard to that your club can support you and that you can be a full-time rower. So you have to do a career beside rowing if you
Yeah,
are not as good as the brothers and me.
yeah. Just tell us how you got into the sport originally, Damir. And were you always good when you were you good as soon as you got into the sport? Did you?
I was swimming from the beginning. So from my sixth year till 11, I was swimming, and after I started with rowing, because I'm like Oli from a rowing family.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
my grandfather was a rower, my father and my mother, my older brother, and at last me. So um, we are all into sports. My dad is now retired from business, so he coaches kids now for fun. So he's now
Uh,
a coach for the little ones.
yeah. And how long is it since you've had this relationship with is it Strechko Shook, your coach?
Yes, yes.
How
After um, after 2014, so I had a back injury in January 2014, and after that we stopped with the quad. The brothers jumped into the double. They were world champions and beat the world best time,
yeah.
sub 6 minutes, crazy. And it was for sure that there is no getting back in the quad. So I needed um, a new plan for continuing elite rowing. So I uh, got with Srećko Šuk together. I have also my conditioning trainer, coach Pero Kuterovac, who is also with the water polo uh, um, water polo players,
Yes.
and we trained a lot together, and we made everything from beginning. So I was the first single scholar in Croatia in history that successful at that level. So it was being the first of all, uh, just getting introduced to some new new racing and new training plans, because
Yeah.
it's much different than the quad.
I remember talking to you in Amsterdam in 2014, and you seemed quite low. You had the back injury. You didn't know maybe what the future might hold. The brothers were going well in the double. Um, do you remember that as a difficult time? Or do you ever think what might have happened if you hadn't have had that back injury?
Yeah, I was then I was spare for the whole crew. So if I was just the spare rower, and if I didn't get a back injury, I think probably we would row the quad till Rio. So we were really ready to take over the gold from the Germans. They took it in London,
Yeah.
and we were so disappointed after the race in London,
Were
because
you? Why was
yeah,
that?
because it was our only race that year that we came second, so that we didn't came first. So it was the Olympic final, and we made some bad decisions in setting up our oars. We shortened them a little bit
Yeah,
because it was a headwind,
a headwind.
and then on the start it started to rain, and the wind changed into a tailwind. So
Ah,
we just had empty strokes, just rating 38 and higher, but no power through the water, and yeah, we barely survived and won the silver one. So huge disappointment at that moment, but after, when we realized that we were second on Olympic Games,
yeah,
it was a huge success.
yeah, yeah. You've had it's interesting, because there must be very different emotions behind each medal. Behind one silver medal and the silver medal that you had in Rio.
Yeah, that's completely different, different emotions. I would like to compare the race in Rio. Like I was rowing against a legend, so Mahe is a rowing legend. So it was like I'm playing basketball against Michael Jordan,
Yeah,
and I was leading by 2 points, and he shoots
a
for
3 point.
three, a three-pointer with a buzzer.
Yeah,
So I couldn't do anything. I was just, okay, congrats, mate. You
yeah,
was,
yeah, yeah.
yeah. He did everything what he could. Especially he was 10 years. He's still 10 years older than me. So he was 38. I was 28, and I was a young guy, hungry for everything. He was already yeah, 10 years into medals, and already had a Olympic gold medal. So um, now I see how big his result was
Yeah,
in Rio.
yeah. Um, it ma- did that result make the next season very difficult for you? Because in one way, I kind of thought maybe Damir will come back and he will win the gold medal in the 2017 World Championships.
Yeah, it was different. Even the next 2 years, 2 seasons, just couldn't find any motivation. It was um I wanted just to enjoy in rowing, but you have to do a little bit more pain work to enjoy it. Uh, how you are used to, because with no pain there's no joy, and uh, if you don't enjoy into rowing, if you don't enjoy what you're doing, you have to ask yourself some questions, and that's what I did in 2019, and I was uh, ready to give my best to to get to the Olympics.
Yeah, yeah. Um, so I kind of want to ask you a bit about the type of training that you do, Damir. What the balance is between time on the water, time in the gym, on the rowing machine, with weights on the bike. How do you balance it out?
So I do every morning is rowing, and Monday uh, Monday afternoon is some core training, just basic core training.
Yeah,
Uh, Tuesday, Thursday are weightlifting. Uh, Wednesday is off afternoon. Friday is some kind of uh, cross training, some CrossFit training or something like that, some
yeah.
circular training with weights. And Saturday afternoon is biking, so
Ah,
cycling, and Sunday afternoon off. So I got
yeah.
2 times off, and uh, every other day are 2 sessions, and
So,
only row in the morning.
so there's no time to go on the rowing machine.
During the winter, I just switch from, but
From
yeah, so from spring to when it's nice weather, I won't spend it.
want to spend the time. So do you go? Do you use the concept to static machine or an RP3 when you use the
So
rowing
last
equipment?
year, when I was preparing for Tokyo, I used the RP3 because I was still scared, and I was just cautious because of my hip. I just
Yeah,
thought that it's less impact on the locomotor system
yeah.
on my bones and ligaments to go on the RP3. So I did all winter and every session on the RP3. But now after Tokyo, I I just sat down first time on the static after my hip surgery, and just going on the static because I feel I can give and develop more power for the strokes from
Mm,
through the static C2 ergometer, and that's what I do now, just static one.
okay. And what is your PBs? Because I think you do a 6K test and a 2K test, maybe
Yeah. So the 6K was, oh, it was long time ago
a long time.
that I did my PB. Um, it was 2016. 2016. I think. Yeah, I don't know anymore. It was 132.6. I think the average on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and have you done a
it's what a 2K.
yeah,
A 2K was also that year 5:48.
5:48?
Yeah,
Oh wow.
but
Okay.
I did it on that was on static. On sliders, it was 5:44,
Yeah,
and on the RP3, I did 5:42
that's pretty good.
last year, because and that was I was happy with that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Even
yeah.
it was on an RP3 with that's in motion, that's not static, but I was happy with that.
So, since you've been training, you've got married and you have a family now.
Yeah.
How has it been combining training with all that?
Uh, on trainings, I do strength training because at home I do endurance training. No, just kidding. It's not easy, but it's fun, and it really makes your heart full of emotions and everything. Because when you receive the smile of your child,
Yeah.
it's really really nice.
Wow.
But it's not easy. It's not easy,
And
especially for my wife. So I think rowing is easier than being a mother.
yes, yes,
Yeah.
I
So
think, yeah, I would agree with that, especially to any mothers watching. I but I guess your child will be old enough to maybe see you race in Paris, which will be great.
uh, yes, she will be 2.5 years, three maybe. So yeah, it would be great. One cheerleader more. So
Yeah, 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 yeah. Um, so one thing that we haven't talked about, damn it,
hmm
is sculling technique
yeah,
and what you think is important in sculling technique. So for
everything.
people, yeah, go on then.
Everything is important in sculling technique. It's not that important that you. Um, hmm. I think the most important thing is the catch and release, as in every crew, in every boat class, the catch and release are the most important things. Um, the distribution of the weight of your body during the drive, so that you don't go too much into front position or too
Yeah,
much into back position, so that you hold your body weight as much as possible into the middle of the boat, so it don't affect the moving speed of the boat.
yeah,
And that's the most important thing in catch and release position, because there where you change your body weight uh, position, there's the most impact on the speed on your boat. Because if you rush into the catch and you didn't put your oars at the right time in the water, you will impact on your um, heck, so
yeah,
you
yeah,
will just bounce. And if you do too big lean back, you just have to manage to get up.
yeah,
So you did an extra sit up when you don't need it. You don't need to do sit ups right, while rowing.
yeah. Um, I I was. I was just wondering, as in terms of the guys that you're racing against, Ollie, Stefanos, Chettel, and Sverry, who do you think has a really good technique? Whose technique do you like?
Hmm. Everybody has a unique technique from us singles, from even when Dreisel rode, Sinek, Tufte, everybody has his own. So at one level, uh, you some some part of the stroke is the same, and that's
Mm,
the leg drive. So you have to have the leg drive. If you don't have a good leg drive, you don't have a quick and powerful stroke. So I think maybe Oli has the biggest advantage from us all with his legs and his 2 meters because he uh, didn't need he don't need to go into full slide to get the length that we need
yeah, yeah, yeah,
because he rows at 3/4 slides and he is much powerful at the 3/4 slide than me on the full slide. To getting from the full squad out is easier. It's heavier than getting from the half squad
yeah,
out.
yeah.
Yeah.
So there was a thing, and I think you did some tests at a gym that you had the most powerful legs in rowing.
Oh, that was in Manchester
Yeah,
after the Rio Olympics in the beginning of 2017. The Olympic Channel called me if I would do if I would take part in some series of documentary about uh, rowing performances, not rowing athlete performances.
yeah,
So I said, okay, why not? I will give my best to represent rowing as best I can and show them that we are not only strong arms at everybody thinks that
yeah,
we
yeah,
have
yeah,
also strong legs and uh, yeah, it was 6 months after the Rio Olympics. I did maybe 1 month of training, so I was totally out of shape. I had, I think, 18 percent of body fat, so I was really, really out of shape.
yeah,
But I've put some serious results there. So I had the legs stronger than some weightlifters. That was really surprisingly. And I had a big maximum of VO2. They just was they were just admiring and surprised how strong we are even in strength and in aerobic
yeah.
part.
Um, how do you think this season, this coming season, will play out? Because Ollie Zeidler has been back in training, and he obviously will have a big motivation. I don't know. Stefanos is back in training as well. I don't know about Sverry Nielsen.
I don't know. I just heard that he needs a little bit time off, but I think he's already back because uh, he's a racing dog and he likes to race, and I think that he has to show once more what he's got.
Yeah,
Oli is back. Yeah, he's ready. He was never off, uh, but he know what he has to do. He has to do a little bit more sessions on rough water
yeah,
just to get the confidence to get the power even in rough water conditions, not only on laboratory
Yeah,
conditions. Like,
yeah.
yeah,
And Chetl is deciding whether he's going to
he's
row
still
or
deciding. Yeah, I just follow his Instagram profile. He said he's deciding if he continues or not. But let's see. I'll take this year. I take this year a little bit safer.
yeah,
So I won't do any high performances for sure. I do the World Cups, but we'll see how it goes. I'll train a little bit more on basics, so basic endurance, basic strength, everything, just basic, nothing going into high levels, and just to better prepare for the 2 seasons they will come, 2023 and 2024.
oh wow. Um
Hoping to be the best there.
yeah. Uh,
I don't have yet an world championship medal in the singles.
really?
So no, I have only from World Cups. I didn't have a championship medal.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So that's my goal before 2024. Because
Yeah.
after I don't want to row anymore.
No, 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 no.
No.
Do you
After
do you know what you will do after? Have you thought yet?
um, I think I'll start. I finish my studies for a rowing coach. I already did the baccalaureus for a conditioning trainer,
Yeah.
and now I do my masters in rowing. So I hope after the Olympics, I take some young guy and try to coach him
Wow.
uh, good strokes and just try to learn him some stuff that I know.
Yeah. Wow. And are you still in contact with Mahe Drysdale? Do you still talk? I know you had a great relationship after that race.
Uh, yeah, we had a great. We still have a great communication, but we didn't. We just um, wish for Christmas, and that's just uh, sending wishes for Christmas.
Yeah.
Hey, you here?
Yeah, I could just
Yeah.
about hear. I think
Okay.
the sound has been perfect until
Uh-huh.
that moment when it started just
Uh-huh.
to
Okay.
to
So we just send ourselves the Christmas wishes.
yeah. I I think that would be a good point to finish this interview, Damir, and to say thank you very much for spending over an hour now on Crossy's Corner. I don't know where all the time's gone. Thank you for being here.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing your career and your life. It's been wonderful to listen to your journey.
Thank you, Martin, for your time, and I hope that we will catch us uh, soon on real.
Thank you. I'll end the live part of this interview now.
Okay.